Hi, so my name is Tvetos. For people who don't know me, who I am. I'm a fan of mobile testing, so I'm a former student of Portnoy School. So I'm the person, I'm not a manager or a team lead, so really I just enjoy my life as a mobile tester. And I don't want to be in a rank of whatever management involved in my life because I'm just enjoy my life. So, and I'm enjoy to work with you guys after hours. If I'm a manager, so then all my schedule will be really screwed. Be honest with you. So, I graduated Portnoy School in December 2011, and everybody's like, what? Yeah, it's true. True and only true today. So, and I just passionate my subject, and for the last 2+ years, I really gained a lot. So from working between 3 different companies, plus teaching in a school. So I'm involved in some project on the side. You know, in Silicon Valley, it's always some project running. Plus, currently I'm working to create my own company. Yes, it's so far. Can you believe it? I cannot believe myself, but it's true. All right, so it's just a very quick introduction about myself. The one more private things then, it's my first time then I do online class from home. So, and anytime unexpectedly my son can just jump in a room. So I apologize for that if it happened. Normally he's a very good guy. Okay, so now come back to original subject why we met today. And we met for our 10th session mobile testing class. I want to clarify it in the beginning. I don't know what is your expectation for 10 hours. You understand and get real. So then at 10 hours, all what I can do, you know, just bring you pretty much to surface of mobile testing, manual mobile testing. I will try to cover so much as possible, and you're always welcome. I never, you know, just leave people alone. So after class is over, so you will, let's type my Skype number so then you always can connect to me. So I'm very active on LinkedIn. Then I have my own group there. If you have questions there, then you can reach me there. So the best way to reach me will be Skype. Yeah, it will be a very quick response then. So let's type it in. Oops, sorry. This was not it. Just a second. Okay, here's it. So now, what really can we do in 10 weeks? Actually, quite a lot. So today we start with mobile ecosystem, and I just try to bring you like full picture of mobile ecosystem. So I will switch between mobile and mobile. The both pronunciation is correct, and sorry my accent anyway. But you know, if we go to American version of word mobile, then it will be mobile. So, but if we try to talk as European guys or Indian or Russian, yeah, then we will switch to mobile. So just get used to both pronunciation, it's fine. For the next couple of weeks, we will go through the, you know, devices. So my main goal is bring you to comfortable level. So when you go through the face-to-face and phone interview, when you talk about mobiles, so what's your daily activity, how you do testing, you know, like from real life. So, and I have a lot of, it's like a collection of questions and answer. Then we collect through the Portnoy School, and we also have through the quite a lot friends of mine, and you know, they always bring all my former students as well, so they understand the purpose why I need all this question from interview, and I always get some new interesting question. So, and if it's happened, I always try to bring it to you. All right, and you will see, I pretty much just put everything in the slide, then you can see what will be in the lecture 6 or 7 and 8 if somebody interested. What is my expectation or responsibility from you guys? You know, I'm not a service girl. Be honest with you. I'm happy to help you. I want to help you, but you also need to work. It's not just like people have fun to listen and get a lot of information and get overwhelmed. Okay, fine, but it's same point. The main things what I'm expecting from you, then at least after webinar is done, so you will get the session recorded in your hands. Please review it. So what is my expectation from you? This is also, if we go to real life, your first couple weeks of work, what is a good attitude to show? What is a good response to show this? Because in America they label everybody, and pretty much if they put this special label on you and it's not a good one in the first couple of days, my goodness, it's very hard to turn and start all over again and turn their mind and you're a very good person. So, and the thing is, it's come to the questions. How many questions is right? Do you need to ask question or you just should be quiet? So we need to come to the golden middle. I expect you to have a question. If you do not have a question, it means two things for me, and both is bad for you, because it means, and whether you are arrogant person and you don't care and you know everything already, then why you anyway in my class? So, or you just completely don't know anything and afraid to ask, and how you will go to real life again. So the both version is bad. If you be excessive with question, it's also bad. Specifically, if you repeat question after I already give you answer, it means then you have no clue what I'm talking about from the first time. And it means then you was not going to our collective email that I will create for you to see this what extra material I will provide for you. And it will be a lot of learning materials on the side, and you should open. I know also if you not understand or will not appreciate this now, first you will get your job, or first you start and really facing interview, so then you will appreciate everything, then you will get on the side. Okay, so let's move forward. Oh my goodness, what is this? It's how I was see the mobile testing when I just started, so over 2 years ago. I know everybody knows something about mobiles, but it's like black and white mesh, no flavor, no color, and it's absolutely messed up. So between all this connection, who is who and for what. And it's how we always start and how we feel. And I hope we will clarify it and little bit organize this mesh network things. So at the end of our 10 sessions. Okay, so is it I took them from some textbook? No. I always try to go, I don't know, experiment and try to find way that then you guys understand, and always with some practical example, and get away from definition and theories. And it's people sometimes say like, are you guys compromising this classical system of Michael or Marina? Not at all. So it's actually, we try to bring to you different point of view. Best example, in every company you will work, and I'm 100% sure that only maybe 1% of you will get the first job and stay in this company forever. Normally, these people change, specifically in our industry, it's normal to have some contract for 3, 5, 6, 9, or so months or year, and jump into the next. So to grow and continue and, bright horizon and things like that. It's a normal for industry. Nobody really can think that you jump in monkey if you work like this. But the catch is then every time in every company you come, believe it or not, they will have their own standard or point of view, how they do things, their own templates, how they manage things. So, and it's why I think it's a very good idea in online class, bring some classical and modern, some mobile understanding of testing with different definition or approaches. So then you will not get some set up one template, one standard only. So I want you to be flexible. I want you to understand then both system is right and living together. It depends of what organization you will get a job. So, and if you think from this point of view, I think it will be for you easy and kind of fun. Try different templates, try different things to do. Okay? All right, so now all this that, I create some kind of my vision of mobile ecosystem, and it starts with operators. One more thing before we start going so like from tile to tile. Why should we understand mobile ecosystem anyways? It's like, oh my goodness, it must be some boring things for another hours. Maybe I just put this on hold and go do my things. So the thing is then, if you know conceptually how this ecosystem is created, so in the mobile world, then you will cover a lot of different interview questions. And you can also, bring some analytical thinking, show this, because most of us when we have our resume, put something, problem-solving expert or whatever, excellent analyzing skills and things like that. Prove it. So your proving point will be this: if you can explain this mobile ecosystem in your own words. If you understand how big is that, how 360-degree big circle is that. And it's also help you to be expert in the company very soon. I will bring you a lot of practical examples so that if you know devices, if you're really interested in mobile world, what's going on, so technique and trends and things, so follow the news, follow the specific company, then at some point of view, I have these days, I have like every day some emails or Skypes, then people ask me my opinion, so what should they do and how they should do. And it's not because I become expert, and it's in really so short period of time. So why? Because I show my passion, because I am consistently, this provide right information and value information to the person if they're looking for some information. So take it or leave it, you can do the same. Everybody is able to do it. It's not really high-tech information, then you're not able to catch it. And I will give you tips where to start. Don't worry, we will go through that. Okay, so operators, man, we hate them, but we need them. So this initial guys, other names, carrier providers, so who create and establish all this network physically, all the cell towers, accelerators, antennas, and all these things. So they also connect us to a subscriber and maintain our relationships with subscriber. So, and they is handling all this billing issue, and that's why we do not really like them so much. So thanks God, now some of these providers like T-Mobile go out of 2 years contract. So, but because they kind of monopolize this niche of connection between physical network and devices itself, so we still need them. They like a build stone, fundamental things in all our ecosystem. So top US carriers is still Verizon and TNT, Sprint, and T-Mobile. Funny, yeah, T-Mobile is actually a European company. So the next tile, it will be networks. And why should we talk about networks? I mean, like, really, is it so necessary? But the role of network in mobile testing is huge. So first thing, then, when we do go through the test planning, then we need to think about infrastructure of network. Because what is the sense to create some super cool, fancy device with some 5G, so it brings this to South Africa where the 3G is like super high tech. So at this point, it's like make no sense. It's why this we always need to watch out for these things. Ability to save and transfer information, specifically if we talk about clouds. Boom, without network, it doesn't work. We talk about speed of connection, and we will just spend a little bit more time about this special GGG things. So depends of type of connection, we have some specific connectivity testing. And it's like first ABC, you write this down or you will remember, because it's the first things then will differentiate you from other tester when you go through the interview. Very simple questions, and it's come very often in interview. So if you do not have time, if you do not have enough resources, like, okay, we can say you have 2 hours of testing, what kind of testing you will perform? Do you have an answer for this question? Anybody? Hey, I like to see this your response on Skype, by the way, that I try to talk to people also if I cannot hear you. So anybody know this, what kind of testing you will perform if you're really in rush, but you need to get some good coverage of application or program? No? Oh, cool. Somebody's already response. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. So what you got? Explorative, smoke testing. Okay. Monkey testing, GUI, positive. My goodness, guys, you know a lot, and it's nothing to do with really this what has happened in mobile world. Okay, so what else? In structure testing. Okay, I don't know anything about that, be honest with you. So what else we got? Elena, Angeli, Anna. So positive, blah, 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 ad hoc. Okay, be honest with you, this we will talk about ad hoc later, so I am not a fan of ad hoc. Okay, cool, not sure, I like this answer, so it's the right one. Okay, here's a keyword, and you need to, try to type, called FUN, it's called fun. So what does it stand for? For functionality, UI, and network connectivity. 3 milestone, 3 major type of I don't like the word types because type will relate to other things. So category of testing that you need to perform to cover so a good quality of application or program. So you need to remember this. You can play with this word during interview because if they ask you, so what kind of testing you will perform, you will just say fun. It's like, what, fun? Are you making fun of me? It's like, no, I will perform functionality, UI, and network connectivity. First, you say the last letter of N. People start look at you with very warm eyes and good smile because not all this most of people who come for interviews specifically for manual testing. I don't like the word black box because black box it's like classic textbooks word. So this in real world people say manual testing. So things as then we need to go at least through this 3 category of testing. Okay, so and again why I brought this up, because without this last N, it's useless because everybody can tell interviewer then, yeah, I will do functionality in UI. And it's it? No, it's not. We need a little bit more than that. Okay, so mobile protocol stack testing, it's a huge part. It's actually called system level testing, so for every application. And we do have this in majority of companies, so they go through. Most of it is automated to use some special network simulators. So, okay, it's not your area of expertise, but you need to be aware that it exists. So, and it's a part of major mobile testing because we differentiate mobile testing and mobile application testing. And we will talk about this later one more time. So, in performance load stress testing, soak testing for gaming, we always come back to network. For geolocation API and services, for compatibility browsing testing, again, without network, we cannot do anything. So now, when I hope I pursue it, so why? Oh, lost the sound. Does anybody else lost the sound? Can you hear me? I hope you do. So now this, when I hope I pursue it, then it's a really important part. Yeah. So the I see this guys who repeat. So the repeating group. So they already know the answer. It's good. Okay. You can hear me. Good. So network concept. Without any special definition, and because first I start looking and when I create presentation over a year ago, don't worry, I update this frequently. It's not 1 year old presentation, and some guys who attend my class last time can testify that I always change at least something, so update things. So, but without to use some hard, very complicated, complex definition. So try to understand the nature of it, what we're talking about. So what is, I don't know, cellular technology at all? It's just a radio that receives signal from antenna. So, okay, this radio wave could be different frequency, amplitude, okay, you know, speeds, how they go transmitted so between these antennas point. But it's still the nature of radio waves. And types of radio waves and antennas determine the capability of network and differentiate the services. So depends on all this technical, depends of waves and depends of, we can say, easy way, this antenna construction and so some fancy or less fancy stuff that we have in these antennas. So we can have better reception speed or stronger signal or weak signal. And it doesn't matter how far its technology go. If we look globally, then basic network around the world is still GSM and CDMA. All right, they just like a little bit translate, you know, this from just to be simple GSM to CDMA to something like here. Oh, I got this. Okay, so like H or HCDPA. So, but it's still the same thing. All right. So when we talk about Wi-Fi, it's actually cool things. Then good things to know. Then Wi-Fi, in history of Wi-Fi, start with Apple in 1999. So when it's become an option in iBook, and it was called Airport. So this since Airport, our technology is changed. So now we come to this all these G things. Okay, G stand for generation, and actually every time they put this special G behind the number, they really try to bring it up so then it's a new generation is born and begin. So it's some new way to transmit radio signal. As the first G, it was just analog signal used by cellular tower. So 2G, it was like first upgraded digital signal that allowed sending text messaging across the network. 3G, which was really like long-term network, was created by using electromagnetic wavelengths, so that whole spectrum. And broadcast wireless broadband signal that allow user to access the internet and download application. Okay, everybody remember all this excited with 3G for, phones, because it was first smartphones. First smartphone come in 2007, and it was so iPhone. Okay, era of 4G is called ultra broadband, and technology is behind, and it's based on a really bundle of internet protocols. It's called Internet Protocol Packet Switching. So protocol, bundle that instead of circuit switch technology, use special called frequency domain equalizer methods. So, I mean, I understand, and I go already like too far in technical things. Nobody really will ask you during interview, but with exception, if you go to a company that really specializes in networking, or it could be so helpful to understand the nature of 4G and 3G, or if we go to Bluetooth technology. So what kind of Bluetooth technology you know today? What is as today? Because if you go, for example, it's a very common question for when you go and have interview in Skype. So for Skype company, for Yahoo, and any cloud will ask question like this, then you need to know the network protocols. But what about Bluetooth? What do you know about Bluetooth? What kind of Bluetooth is today we have on the market? Number or name, something? Anybody? So I don't want to stop. It's like must be hop, hop, hop. Let me check. Is anybody response? 40. Yeah, 40 is a BLE, so Bluetooth Low Energy. And it came actually this latest iPhone. And yep, so it's okay, but And we still have Bluetooth 2.0. Why? Because 2.0 it's a voice related. 4.0 it's a more packet related. You transfer data. So and it's very efficient speed, almost speed of light. Okay. So today, what you need to know about the mobile network? WiMAX and LTE, it's represent 4G. It's must things you need to know. Type of 3G broadband, at least like you need to know H and HSDPA. Actually, it was tricky because, you know, this up to iPhone 5, really, Apple do not have 4G. So it was always like, haha, strong point of Android. So, and from iPhone, it was just a special trick from AT&T when they tried to, you know, combine HSDPA plus their firmware and position it as a 4G, but it was never really 4G until iPhone 5 came on the market. Okay, so we continue. Oh man, it's 5G here in a way. It's actually already this as beta version in China. So Samsung was, you know, initiator of 5G. So it's expected in the United States in 2020. Man, we still need to wait another 6 years. But who knows? Technology is progressing so fast, and maybe it's come faster in the market than we predicted. So I like, you know, this. What is a 5G? So why we talk about G things? Because it's a speed. Okay. What is the normal size of video? Full size video, like between 2.5 to right now with high definition things, maybe 6 gigabyte. Yes? No? And you know, this how long it can take you. For example, if you want to download, so and have this on your desktop, I don't know, on your tablet, if not phone. So we have phone with 64 gigabytes memory, so I mean, sorry, hard drive right now. So then we can actually have some couple of favorite movie there if you want to. So how long it takes to download movie like that? It's quite long these days. Because with 4G, the maximum, they was promising speed up to 1 gigabyte per second, but the maximum speed they reach with 4G, I think it was 570 megabit per second. So with 5G technologies, they already have physical, they tested in China, and it was physical speed of 1 gigabit per second. So your full-size movie will be done in less than what? 10-15 seconds? Woohoo, cool. I cannot imagine this. If it's come in American market, it will be completely blow off things, you know. It's, I don't know. I cannot wait when it's come. So how is it possible? Because I cannot really call this 5G. So because it's not really breakthrough technology, they still use the base of 4G. The only thing they change, instead of like a couple channel or one channel, this depends on who is provider. So they use 64 simultaneous stream from 64 antennas. Plus they use this MIMO technology. Then, you know, if signal is half obstacle and normally it was bouncing in any direction, whatever it was. So this MIMO technology, you can pretty much preset if your signal met some obstacle, so then your signal will retrieve to the point where there's no obstacle and go against like a programming way where it should go. So at this point, from 64 possibility, and with this special backup technology, go around obstacle, you make sure, I mean, this provider makes sure, then your signal will go without any latency, without any delay, very fast. It's what is this on the background. So why I tell you, like, my goodness, she overloaded me already. So sorry, but again, how you will prove that, you know, it's not just your knowledge, but your passion, and you know what you're talking about. So tester always at the edge of technology. They always the first hand, so to, you know, before it's come on the market. And it's why it's the most exciting profession than I ever found in my life. So, and it's why. So we have this, you know, we need to know at least little bit, at least then we can explain with our own non-professional, non-technical words. So this how it's work, and bring our excitement. So then I really want to be in work in a company like this. Oh, here's a slide, guys. Remember this, you can just put in your notes. Slide 15, one of the must slides. And if you in the future, so after class or during the class, will face interview with any cloud-based, cloud-related company. So you need to come back to this slide. And here's the minimum of protocols that you should know. So for each level, actually it's not level, layers of the network stack protocol, because so what you should know, I mean, at least abbreviation. So what does this mean? At least understand on what layer to what layer it belongs. So, and you know, if at least, so this, you see it's a surface. Actually on each of these layers they have much more protocols, but this one is coming over and over again. This, if you don't know anything about these protocols, more likely you will fail interview for any clouds related company. So sound lost again, man. So where did it go? I don't touch anything. I don't move anything. So I hope it will back somehow. It's okay. Cool. All right. Continue. You scare me. Okay, why I brought these things? I mean, we already talked about speed. So, okay, signal is not still going with the speed of light, but I tell you a story, and I tell you every class, and it's a real story. So one of my friends, back 2 years ago, when you know he was completely not comfortable with his knowledge of mobile, and on top of that, so his English was not really like satisfied himself for this matter. So he really wanted to get a good job. Instead, I mean, he was really prepared for interview, but you know, to back him up, so he created, instead of just a copy of his resume, some kind of presentation folder. So, and collect different information from internet or from our training, so from our, at this time, current work. So different, you know, sheets of information, cheating sheets. And when he come to interview, and they ask him some question, then he know, but for him it was hard to explain. He started pulling the sheets on the table and explain. So based on this, some graphs or whatever, some tables. So what he know about. Every time it was like explanation. I found this on the internet. So my friend provided me information, or I just have training about that, or I'm really interested in this subject and I brought to show you. Guys, I cannot believe when he tell me this story first time, I'm like, what? Man, it's a cheating. I learned these things as a crazy, try to memorize this, all this number and everything, and he just printed out, so put this all in one folder, brought this to interview, and it was work. I was like, okay, for 30 minutes, how many times you use this trick? He's like, oh, I don't remember, maybe like 6, 7 times. Like, what? And it's work? He said, yeah. All right, we make experiment over and over again with this special magic folder. By the way, he got a job. So, and 2 years later, he's a guy that's proud, and he's my friend. So he's, you know, got super good job with over 100,000 so paycheck in year, and he really enjoyed his life. So, and we started in the same point. You know, this he was in the country only 6 months. So it's a real story, and it's not like individual only, blah, blah, blah. He must have some special. He have nothing special. He just was passionate. He liked to do this, what he do every day. So yes, and on the side, he never stopped learn things. It was some language, some technical tools, whatever. And, you know, this, they always appreciate it. So because I don't say that everybody around you will be lazy or not. You actually will compete quite with people, so to get some training and something. but if you show consistent, interest in some trainings, you will get this first, believe me, because you will be promised in person to give this training. So this one is connecting to your mobile network page is actually a good example. Then you can print it out and bring it to your interview if you want to. And I try to create a lot of the special table and some graphs for you. Then you can just print it out, cut it off some copyright of me. Okay, I allowed to do this. So and just bring it up. Okay. So we go to manufacture. I mean, so easy is this. Why we need manufacture? And people's like, oh, come on, talk about this. So are you trying to waste our time? Not at all, because manufacture is straight related as they determine and affect operating system and hardware and firmware. We also look for mobile platform because each manufacturer try to experiment in using their own platform. It also will affect mobile browsers, devices itself, because each manufacturer has their own vision of where to go and how to go. And altogether, it's a manufacturer push and dictates the ways of future technology. So it's also, this affect model and approach of mobile testing. And everybody know all these names, most of it, these names. And what is said? Said a story, part of the story is then a lot of people somehow this is completely mixed up in their head. And for them, manufacturer and provider is the same thing. So when I ask you what phone you have, I don't want to hear AT&T, Verizon, whatever. So if I ask you a question, or if an interviewer asks you a question, what kind of phone you have, the first response will be this maker. So this manufacturer, vendor. So then it will be like you say, all right, I have some iPhone, or I have Nokia. So by the way, Nokia is like not phone anymore. Yeah, it's now we will call this Windows phone anyway. So why? Who knows? Who can tell me why? I want to check this, how really you're interested in mobile ecosystem. Oh yes, many people know. Good. Yes, because they acquired, exactly. So you see this things happened. It's actually we will go just a little couple slides later. So because what is interesting happened in mobile world, and why this is so exciting, because giant guys who was like less than 10 years ago, how many, like 7, 8 years ago, huge company, everybody know around the globe. Today is pretty much like distinguished mammoth. So then nobody know, and nobody know where this operating system is still in use or not. So the same thing with manufacturer. My goodness, when mobile phones, smartphones start. All right, beside the Apple, Sony Ericsson, LG was huge involvement in as a makers. And these days, I'll be honest with you, nobody really considers them for daily testing anymore. So, and it's like said, because actually LG have couple not bad phones. So Motorola, they try to improve themselves. They was acquired by Google as well. So, and my goodness, how hard they try, but only like last one, okay, maybe. So this, if we're looking for Droid's line, then you can work with. Before that, this was completely not manageable phone. So, okay, that's why we come to devices. Oh, who is that guy? It's a Martin Cooper. So I just want then so the era of mobile phones started on April 3rd, 1973. So and that's a dude who was the first, who made the first mobile phone call in New York. And you see it's come from Motorola. He was the guy who worked for Motorola. So around this dude, what we see the different platforms, and we will come to platforms in one moment. So what depends on mobile devices and mobile testing? First is just very simple form factor. We again depends on this form factor. We pretty much also can differentiate hardware and software. So for each device, featuring options, UI, target in testing, planning again. So because it's a huge thing, then before you start any testing, you will have a meeting. Again, good question and good answer. What is your participation in a test plan? Because it's a two approach, and I'm guaranteed that you will get some classic, very extensive, so intense version from Marina and from Michael. So what is test plan about? So test planning approach and what should be in. And I don't say that it's not right. So but you will be very small part of it, because as a team member, you will somehow involved, or they will ask you expert opinion of some certain things. But most of the things will be determined by manager, by marketing, by sale, whatever, by product owner, and blah, 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 blah. And you will be just like a very tiny, small portion of it. So then you really will concentrate. And most of the time, so when during interview, somebody asks you, do you know anything about test plan? And actually this, it will be 100% in your resume, and you like absolutely cool and expert with test planning. So in this meaning, it's only mean then you know how to create test cases, suits, test cases. So, and you completely understand what kind of folders when we create test plan of test cases, so people should have and should keep in mind and bring in mind. So it will be my point to concentrate to teach you how to do this, and we will spend quite, I think it's all together between test cases, test plan, and bug report. We will have 3 sessions for that, because I know people have failure of this left and right, specifically when it's come to interview, and it's a main point that people don't know really how to do. They have a lot of generic blah, 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 but nobody knows how to do this in real world for real. So I can guarantee you that I will try to my best to bring you a real example from real life, not just from my company, but also from company of my friends, how this in reality look like, and how you should come to this, and how you should write test cases. So, okay, come back to original. We talk about devices and mobile form factor, and you will hear this left or right, mobile form factor, this and that. So what it is? It's literally how device look like. So most of the time today, ta-da, we have this touch screen. So, but we still consider this taco form factor, so because a lot of game consoles still use this form. And actually this, we have like remaker of, you know, slider and some candy bar things. So it's coming on the market again in some fancy way or another. And this day, I always try to brighten your horizon and bring this, hey guys, it's not just it. We have a lot more than that, specifically in the next year. So it will be your golden point. You will just graduate, so your online class, and start looking for job actively. And the new technology will bloom in the market, specifically in the summer. So we have a lot of wearable devices, specifically like, okay, I hope, so here's a check. Anybody who knows about Google Glass, raise your hands or raise your voice like yes, yes, yep, something like that. From my class who repeat the session? All right, yes, thank you guys, cool. So, I know these days it's more and more people know about Google Glass. Unfortunately, it's an old technology. Can you believe? I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's never come on the market. Not that it's just some whatever was all perception of something. No. Thing is, then be honest again. Technology, you know, they have very super cool idea with about software how to do this. Hey, why it's come? So, but the problem was, you know, currently I have, okay, how many friends I have? I don't want to impress you with the number, but over 30 friends who have Google Glass in possession. so for private or for professional reason. And the thing is, so then if you wear this actively, I mean, all this meaning of have Google Glass, if you recording things, so if your video is activated, so then battery will be dead in 2 hours. If you go this on and off, and it's how they recommend it, like, you know, have like 15-20 minute session and turn this off, blah, 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 so bad. All right, the life of this device about 5 hours. So after that, you need looking for charger. Oh my gosh, charger, please. Or it's absolutely useless device for $1,500. So all other guys who compete and actually just have very good different model and approaches for these wearable devices. We also have Mindwave, you know, this reading EKG device, reading your mind and activate some certain program just based on your Mindwave. It's a super cool thing. But again, the problem is the heating battery. So where you put all this, it's why there's nobody really ready for the market just to wear it. They always have some bracelet, wrist device, whatever, where they can put hardware and battery, because you cannot really put this in a small tiny things behind your ear. It's what come down today. All right, but so what is other excited the form factor we have? It's a flexible OLED screen, and it was presented in January 2013 from Samsung. So I will show you this. One of your homework will be then I will give you list of some super cool YouTube know-how technologies these days. So, and we will have some, it will be one part of your homework. Then you need to watch all this and give me some response, give me some question or whatever. So I want to see that you really got it. So, and got excited. So my goodness, is with all this stuff, I can possibly work, very possibly. Hoo-hoo. So, but go away from form factor. 3, 6. Oh yeah, it's another way. So this we have some, it's an experiment from Japan and from Finland. So this is the upper slide. Here's a model from Finland. This one is Japanese tattoo. So that's, you actually have some chip, and they have some special control group of 100 people who wear this chip already for last 3 months. So, and they try to see how it's working. Is it healthy, blah, blah, blah things. So I don't know, it's not easy come in American market because of all this FDA proof, but who knows, sooner or later maybe. But you need to understand and consider that this form factor could be exist and have place for existence as well. Okay, so very quick about types of mobile devices, because all what we know today, and you will tell me, okay, it's like mobile computers, mobile phones, so wearable computing. But it's not it. We also have much more than that. And specifically, I want to concentrate on the mobile computers. So we have just mobile internet devices. We have mobile web devices. We have still PDA, calculator, and game console, and portable media player. It still will be considered, so the same things. It will be considered mobile devices. So, and why? Because if you stop thinking about just phones and tablets, and will understand, then you can possibly work with calculator, which could be some very crazy, you know, holographic, so touchable calculator things. So it's very interesting project as well. Or we have a lot of things going on in automotive industry. So here in Silicon Valley and around the globe. So for non-assistant drivers, for special display augmented reality on the front and rear windows and back windows, then it's a very super interesting project as well. So it's a lot of area where you possibly can work. Market is huge. In any possible industry, you can find a place where some know-how come and must be tested. So now we talk about platform. Oh my goodness, I need to like... I know some of you will have problem with my very fast speech, but I need to like fasten up. So because we already so pretty much like got our first hour. So, and I still almost like little bit over middle. So of what I need to cover. So what is depends on platform and operating system and mobile testing? Pretty much everything, the most important things. It's all mobile featured, and we as a customer enjoy. and network connection and UI, device settings, and just how the settings, this easy or not easy reset, uninstall, update, and things. So what is this kind of like form factor? Is it tablet, phone, or something unusual? And we also have App Store. So because App Store, it's not from end user perspective, it's a cool thing where I go have some top recommended or just search and download some of what I need. But from our perspective as a tester, it's a submission requirements, development specification, user guides, so number of application. We have some special certification, specifically if it's proprietary system like iPhone. So then, it's a lot of things behind an App Store. So these days, most common is the 3 types of mobile platforms. We have license, we have proprietary, and we have open source. License, most famous, it's JavaMe, Gme, BrewMP, and Limo. Limo stands for Linux Mobile. Where you can see these days, it is still in a lot of providers' firmware. We still, like Gme is highly used in the corporate or systemware, this, and if we go like really some heavy, okay, it's come all from Oracle, but, IBM has their own product, but they also use JavaMe. So, if we talk about proprietary, the most recognizable is Apple with iOS, and people sometimes confused by iOS. So then it's actually OS X plus Darwin. Darwin is Darwin Foundation. It's actually Unix, so which is part of operating system on any Apple devices. So we have BB10, which actually I need to put slash because now who knows what happened to BB10. We don't know. So because they pretty much have very hard time, almost was accused by Fairfax, but in last moment deal was broken. I don't know what happened exactly. So right now this everybody's quiet, so this the CEO of the company is pretty much quit, and now just everybody waits, so what will be the next step. Windows Phone, please guys, it's like must things, put this in your note, I beg you please. So because it's happened over and over again. In your resume, when you testified and you work with mobile devices in the past or whatever, so more likely half of you, if not more than half of you, will put for platform as Windows Mobile. Okay, Windows Mobile as a platform completely discontinued and destroyed, whatever. So in 2010, so we don't have any device which still have or use Windows Mobile. So we have Windows Phone. It was successor from Windows Mobile. Do not put in your resume Windows Mobile. It's a super old technology which is already distinct. It's not in production anymore. So please, if I see this in your resume, I really will be disappointed. Do not do this to yourself. You understand? One word like this, if you apply for mobile related job, and manager or person who knows so that's what they're looking for, check your resume. They look and see Windows Mobile, so they will never call you. They will throw away your resume immediately in a trash can. Only if you specify then you really have worked with Windows Mobile before 2010, so in some specific project because you have over 15 years experience, blah, 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 okay, maybe. So it will be accepted. But again, it will be absolutely pointless because nobody needs this technology if nobody can use it. So I hope you got it, all right? So open source. Okay, Android is number one. So they start in 2008 and overwhelm all world. So how? Is it by quality? I mean, it's really like questionable. But the thing is then they have very good marketing guys inside. So because they implement Android particles of operating system or platform pretty much like everywhere in any possible China corporation things and whatever. So for over 80 makers around the world, so do something and create something using Android operating system or platform. Every time it happened, boom, so they already calculate this as Android device. So a funny story was, for example, like BlackBerry. BlackBerry was used, this Android media player, boom. So pretty much it was messed up, but BlackBerry was considered so Android devices. It's funny, but it's true. So I have some information here, but I mean, we talk about this a lot, and it's for your, I will put this presentation in a portal, then you will need to review anyway, and you will see this, and maybe just, again, I encourage you to have question, to clarify something, because it's a great, the chance for you to get something immediate, straight individual response. So if we have this 10 weeks together. So, and I brought you also like a new platform. Again, I don't want that you think only about phones and tablets, because these days we have platforms that got much broader terms, like we have gaming platform, we have augmented reality platform, we have cross platform, and WebKit, it's like browser cross platform, which is #1 around the world. So, and when you talk, this, you need to again understand conceptually, then it's not just only one things and one thing's related. So it's why this, again, cool pictures, but I want you to check this. It's your self-learning stuff. So maybe because you never have this before, maybe you just in the beginning of to discover what is really your things, and to find this niche and what you really enjoy to do it, not just because you need to get some job and get paid. So, and when we talk about platforms, it lists these first 4 names: Android, iOS, BlackBerry 10, and Windows Phone. It's what it's considered today for daily testing in the United States. So, and it's a right answer. So, what kind of platform you know and familiar with? Okay, Tizen, it's in Linux as operating system. It's choice #1 in China and South Korea. So, Firefox, it's like hidden treasure right now. We will see is a treasure of Feller. But it's operating system, and 2 phones is running in 5 countries since 2012, and they promise a very good generic phone for $80. So we'll see. It's supposed to come in the market, in the United States market, next year. Okay, so now what is it? Describe Android operating system. When we go through the interview or whatever, this to understand again what we're doing and how we're doing things. It's very common question, this what you know about Android, what you know about iPhones, and the question is go towards platform, go towards operating system, and I create again, it's not a standard, so it's mean take it or leave it. I create some standard. I create some paths, so then you're welcome to use, and I hope it will be very helpful for you, because I know it's helped already over 100 people. So because when you in stress, and when you during interview, it's always like high performance time, then it's a show time, so then you're always under stress. So it's good then if you establish some template before any possible interview, and you have some template for your answer. Also, if you forgot some information, you have very organized answer. It's show you confidence and knowledge of subject. Also, if it's not, I mean, do I like so this here to teach you how to lie? No, but I prefer, this. I try to get you on comfortable level of performance, so to come through the interview. I know this, interview is not everything. It's just first step to get the job. And first 2-3 weeks after you get the job, you will work super hard to keep this job, so to get really in. So, but I think that, our objective is today to get comfortable, to come through this first door and get in. It's why this we're here, and it's why this I try to make your life easy. Okay, so here's the path. We start with
For example, Android operating system, source, it will be open source. Platform, it's a Linux platform. Core language will be Java. Operating system architecture. So what is so special about operating system architecture? And I have like next slide that will provide you some special pictures of how it look like. But what you need to know today without really any picture, for example, this it was a couple times, then people got some piece of paper with some whatever graph of some operating system, and they was asked, so what kind of operating system it is? And from all names, you doesn't matter how many and what layout it's look like and how different library blah 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 levels specified there. You look for keyword. If you see Linux, if you see Java core libraries, and you see Dalvik virtual machine, it's 100% Android. Because Dalvik virtual machine is only and only things for Android. Nobody else have it. Why? Because as an open source, they really like games to pay fee or whatever, but they use Java, which belongs to Sun System and after was bought by Oracle in 2010. So, and it was licensed platform. So to escape all this fee, review, license, and all this stuff, so they create some virtual machine, change in the beginning it was like maybe 2% of code of Java original code. But after that, so when they run through this special Dalvik virtual machine things, Java become not just a Java, but Google Java, original one. So, boom. Officially, they escape all this license fee and review fee and blah, blah, blah fee. Just a marketing trick. But it will always distinguish point of Android operating system. You need to understand, remember this, whatever, memorize this somehow. Version history. My goodness, I don't want to curse online, but it's like very painful process. And I create some very updated sheets for you. I highly recommend it. Print it like today or tomorrow. First you get this hands to this presentation. Print it, put in your bathroom, and look at this and stare at this every morning when you wake up and do your things in the bathroom. So until you just like remember, and it's a super important. People lost so many freaking interview just because they fell on this version history. All right, I understand not everybody will plan to apply for Google so anytime soon, but it's one of the like must part of phone interview. So tell me all devices that you work for the last 5 years, plus the operating system version of it. It was standard telephone screen for Google interview. But another things, I have girls, she was completely prepared. It was one of my friends for Adobe. She pretty much passed the interview. So, and the last question was, hey, okay, so what about devices? What kind of devices you use for testing? Oh, she's like, oh, iPhone and Android. It's like, oh, okay, so what kind of Androids you use? It's like, oh my goodness, okay, she just says some whatever name. I was like, oh, really? So in what operating system was it? And it was boom. It was just and. After that, they ask her how her son doing, how she like a country, blah, 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 and they never call her back. So I understand that you may not take this seriously. I mean, oh man, I have so many things to learn. This one is one thing then you must learn. Doesn't matter, or you will not make it. Sooner or later they will ask you some question and you will look like a dumb, or you don't want to look dumb. So I consider that you guys all smart guys. That's why you're here. So take your time, learn it, and we will try to come back again and again to the subject. So updates and upgrades, just logically think, if we have so many Androids, if we have so many makers, and so many providers, and every of these guys have some their own input on Androids, whatever. So is it really easy to upgrade and update some version? Oh no, unfortunately not. So in compare with Apple product, where this for a long time all updates go photo, firmware over the air. It's just another definition that you need to know, OTA or photo. So in Android world, it's only certain model is allowed to upgrade to the next version, and it's only chosen by makers, and sometimes it's like very painful upgrade process. Then you need to first download a certain version, and from this version, like for example, if you have 2.3, then some special phones you can upgrade to 4.0. From this 4.0, you need to go through the installation of this special manual to upgrade to 4.1 or 4.2, and that's it. It's a maximum that you can do from 2.3.7. I mean, so it's you need to be aware of this. And it's a good point. It's not technical, but it shows you knowledge about phones, and you can talk about this long. Makers we cover. Carriers, it's just curiosity number. So from 369 United States designated carrier providers, we can say literally, so like 95% work with Android. Where the 5% go? It's go towards iPhone and Apple product, because so we have Apple Store itself, which don't sell anything else than Apple product, and we have some special 12 or 14 original carriers who just only assignated to sell Apple, again, this devices and nothing else. So plus we have Cricket and Virgin Mobile who just to cover this so in the same time, which sell so Apple prepaid plans. I mean, they sell Android as well. So 95% of United States carriers sell Android. And we also can brag if we have nothing to say and we're like completely out of information, don't know anything, but you always can brag about live battery. Again, it's a logical conclusion. So because we have so many devices, and it's like no really plan, you know, this, and we will have never always some fragmentation issue. So this between devices and applications, specifically if it will be straight web mobile application, boom. So then live battery will be always subject of improvement. Also, if it will be like doing better. So right now, this is no breakthrough with battery, unfortunately. So web browser, it's one of my favorite subjects. Let's skip this for 1 minute and go. So here's a picture that you really helpful to print, and it's architecture of Android. So here's a picture that you must print and know. So for all this Android version history. So most common is these days is still Jelly Bean. It's 45%, and it was back in November. So I pulled this number on November 1st. Okay, maybe the number a little bit changed, but so still. Now we talk about browsers. Thing is, then Android have default browser. It will be web Android browser right here. So by the way, why I put all these special icons represented? So this really logo of all this company. Believe it or not, it happened already 3 times to different students. So then there was blah, blah, blah about browser because it was related to web mobile application. So they apply for company, work strictly with browser and browser compatibility testing. Boom. So, and they give, again, so they got some pages with different logos. And the interviewer was asking like, okay, so show me this, what is your favorite browser? Show me the logo of your favorite browser. It's like, oh, okay, duh. So then you don't get in this confused situation, kind of get relative, so this and get in a relationship with all these logos, all right? So come back to default browser. We do have default browser, web Android, but the thing is then you can completely change. So who are you? So this you as a user, provider, or maker can change default browser forever to any other browser to make your own default browser. So and actually this, believe it or not, we have up to 100 browsers around the world, so web browser. In United States, it's like top 20 of whatever web browser that people use. Be very careful with Google Chrome. Again, it was cost another my friend's interview because so she was very good at everything. And the last question in the interview was, okay, so tell me about your project, blah, blah, blah. She was like kind of okay with that. So what browser you use? And she's like, oh, so Firefox. Like, Firefox, really? it's a good browser. She's like, oh yeah, so this, I not really like Firefox, but my favorite is Chrome. It's like, are you was testing on Chrome? It's like, yeah. Okay, the problem is the interview was actually occurred in 2012 February, and Google Chrome as a mobile version comes first in June 2012. So then all her story, then she was like completely, confident and talking like walkie-talkie, so completely was vanished just by this small things. Then she was completely wrong about mobile browsers. And it was very pity because like 1 hour before that we was talking about this, and I told her that she need to check for browsers because it's much more browsers these days. It's like, oh, come on, I know everything about browsers. So she was confident in that. And one small thing, and she don't get a job. So you aware of it. If you see this, a lot of slides have some special link. So it's for your self-learning again. You're welcome to go explore these things. To find your best browser, I highly recommend, and it's actually very good for your future job. This, in any case, put on your mobile devices at least 2-3 browsers besides the default one. So to play around, because if it's come moment of truth, do you know anything about browser compatibility testing, or what browser is your favorite, or what browser do you know at all? So then, boom, you will be aware, you'll be prepared. So what to say and how to say. It's like, okay, I play with this, I play with that. My favorite is still default. Nothing wrong with that. But at least you can compare and say some right words about this. Okay? Hey, it's a long time I don't see anybody, any activity on the screen. Are you guys still on live? It's okay? I'm sorry. We're a little bit over. So the same thing then, what do you know about iOS and so Apple platform? The same path. So we will go through very quick. So source will be proprietary or closed. Platform will be Unix. Core language is Objective-C. What is so special about the operations architecture, operation system architecture? You should know or be aware. So from our level of testing, specifically from manual perspective of testing, so all what you need to remember and look on this old picture graphs if you get them at all. So this you look for keyword Cocoa Touch. Cocoa Touch is upper soft, we can say this upper application frameworks level in operating system, where you may possibly have some task if you already get some experience with kind of API testing or something like that. So it's a go direction to gray box or white box, so automation things, but at least this, you're aware of this. Okay, all testers should know about Cocoa Touch. So yeah, and here are the things, it's right there. It's all what you need to know pretty much about the operating system. So what we have also. Version history, whew, it's not so intense like operation, so version history of Android. And good things about operation history, version history, right there somewhere. So everything then you see kind of yellowish, so it's already degrade things, it's discontinue. We still have 6.1, like 0.3% people still have 6.1 operating system. But because it's so convenient for user to switch to updated new version of 7, the most of them already have this. So 99% have it, whatever. So and the latest current latest version of iPhone is 7.0.4. So like what? Oh shoot, I'm not updated. What is the day today? 18. So then it's already 4 days ago. I must watch out. So this for this thing. Okay, upgrade is easy because it's a 4-day and it actually was from 5.0 iOS. What is the current iOS? 7, yeah, from iOS 5 it was going before it was going through the iTunes, but again it was always kind of organized and easy process. So makers, then it's only 1 and number 1. So carriers I already covered, it's only 5%. Live batteries, okay, think about closed system, hard and software under one roof. Everything is licensed, protected, security, blah, blah, blah. Okay, So it should be very good integration level between hard and software, and then the live battery should be much better in compared to some other phone which is don't have any plan how to do these things and get this good integration between soft and hardware. So web browser, it's actually interesting things. Right here. So what you need to remember, all right, you have multi-links where to explore all this browser. So we talk about Safari. Safari is default and only default browser for iPhones, or actually for all Apple products. You do have possibility and chance to add any other browser. Yeah, sure. You can make a list of it, but you never can change default from Safari to some other browser. And other things you must know and remember, again, based on your resume or whatever experience. So with Firefox Home mobile version was on the market since 2009. So good or not good or right, it's another thing and we will not discuss it. But in September 2012, they break up with Apple. Why? It's a conspiracy thing because there was already planned to be competitor with Apple's, and it's what they big plan. So when they create their own Firefox operating system, we'll see how's it going. By the way, this tendency of the same plan is going Android world as well. So I don't know you aware or not, but Samsung was actually this bring the official news. So then they work on their own standalone Samsung operating system, and that's why they already have some tension with Androids and Google. So because they try to at least they flexible devices, so the Zoom devices with flexible OLED, they try to create their own Samsung operating system, so and go their own direction. So you remember about Chrome, then it's become a mobile version only in June 2012. So people ask me all the time, so what is the most popular, common, blah, blah, blah. So for Android and for iPhone, you will never fail wrong if you, this day, if you claim that, you work lately in 2013 or second half of 2012, yes, it will be then Chrome, Dolphin. Dolphin is a very good browser. A lot of people love it. For Android, so this will be Maxton and UC browser from China because it's adjust a lot of feature of IE, so of Internet Explorer, and people feel comfortable. People who long time work with Windows, so they like it. So here's this very quick. I don't need to go through the table because it's just comparison of what I just tell you for the last 15 minutes. You just compare these two platforms, Android and iOS. And we will go to application framework. Are you guys still okay? I feel bad, but hey. It's like never stop, never enough, because, we cannot really spend this in 2 times. It must be covered in 1. So then you get full picture and adjust this as full coverage of mobile ecosystem. Should I continue or it's already too much? Like, man, it's happened every time like this? Maybe I sign off. So what should we know about frameworks? And specifically we talk about application frameworks. People confuse. It gets me a really long time to understand without any technical problems. So what's going on? So, and I try to bring this very simple analogy, so then people get a concept what it is. We don't talk about definition, all right? So, but it's very important to understand because it's also bring you horizon where you should go or where is it absolutely unsecure area for you, then you better don't go this direction. So the thing is then, in general, all this, this developers, what they after? Are they after to write this endless strings of something code? No, this actually from developer side, it's not too many crazy developers who really want to do this all the time. So they want to create things. So when they create things, they want to, don't waste their time. So for writing strings, endless whatever codes, things. It's why this frameworks was created. So frameworks, it's in my understanding and in my explanation, I think it will be very simple. It's a bunch of libraries where this, for example, developers start writing code, and he say, all right, push on the home button, go to the, I don't know, whatever, some special feature of the phone. So this open there some couple pages, change some couple settings, and after that, so come back to some point to start running something else. I mean, it's all generic stuff. But what I try to tell you, naturally, this, if he creates some application, he need to repeat all these long, repetitive steps over and over again to explain to machine what he wants to do and how it should work. Instead of write this manually every time, so, like all the string over and over again until he come to the point that, oh, from this point, I want something new step. So then he take all these 5 or 6 steps together and say, all right, all this string, and it's a long string, I write this one time, and I will name for now on, then it will be function ABC. And I put this function ABC in a framework, in a library. So in every time I need this piece of code, I will not just write again. I will just pull it out from framework library. And so as a like, for this place, from the step number 1, go to library and get function ABC. And that's it. So pretty much, I hope, is it you understand what I'm talking about? No? Yes? No? Give me a response, because, this one is a very important fundamental thing that we need to understand. Okay. So far it's clear. It's nothing like difficult, is it? Or I need to repeat at some point? Cool, cool. So now what has happened if we bring this analogy from childhood, from child world, and everybody will understand, and how you understand and can explain also during interview, because people love this kind of concept. It's right here. What they do, I mean developers do, they just play Legoland all the time. They have piece of information that have different configuration, different length. So, but it's like a bricks of Lego. And you know this, I mean, lately we have this Lego Undercover game. So from all these bricks and pieces of Lego, you can create unlimited things. Is it true? Yes. So then when you think about framework, you think then it's a bunch, it's a huge library, or it's a huge box filled with different pieces of Lego. Then all these developers so take it out and build their own creatures, so something unusual, something unique. It's it. It's how it works. Okay, how they know how to get these things out of this box? It could be messy box. Who knows how this library organized and how many things is there? And also it's bring you understanding why we have so many frameworks. Why pretty much for each platform we have frameworks. For different languages we have frameworks. So for different needs we have frameworks. Because so it's easy to organize this, not just like have one global library. Man, you will get lost there. It will take so much time. So, but if you have chain of libraries, so one library, this will be only for technical tools. One is just for piece of code, specific code for Java. One is a library will be specific for Ruby on Rails, whatever. So it's why we have so many frameworks. It's why we have so many libraries. But the next conceptual things then we need to understand, it's like not here, okay, it will be in later in a couple of slides. So then effectively we take information from the frameworks using API. If I ask you today what is API, then I think then some of you will tell me the truth just based on a very dry definition, or just expansion of abbreviation. API. What is this? Application, programming, what? Exactly, interface.
So behind that, if I ask you, okay, what it is, so why you needed these things, what it is, nobody knows. It's taken me also years, like, because, you know, I really tried. So this, when you go to internet, my goodness, they make this so freaking scientific, then you completely lost what they're talking about. So when I finally got it through what this API is, I was like, really? It's it? No, repeat it. I really understand you, right? It's it? So it's always like, you know, this hide very simple things in a package of some whatever very complex definition, then because it's very hard. Not everybody should understand this. Okay, between us, we're in special club, we should understand this and understand this very, very simple. So it's how components work together. Okay, programming components work together. This one, you know, this other word for API, it's actually, when we talk about API, so what keyword they use? They use word calls, messages. So this, actually, this what it is, it's just a kind of calls, or, you know, this, you have your empty box, you want to start, we take, for example, Google Maps API. Ta-da! So it's a special command, special calls, or set of messaging, how to retrieve write function from different libraries, or different write strings from different libraries to build your original, based on Google Maps, your own map. It's all what it is. So then you send a string of information, very much in HTTP format, using XML or these days JSON. So some of very simple languages, very much. So and it's asking, hey, give me this piece of Lego, please, because I need to build whatever, some boardwalk so on a street 200, so Walnut Creek, something. All right, so this. And you send this message because it's an API for Google Maps specifically. So this message go right away to the right library and retrieve your right piece of Lego. Then you start build your own creation of maps. That's it. So, but if you understand what API is and how it's work and what is it, and you know, like hierarchy. So it's between user interface and between this is first level of software application, you know, frameworks, development layers in operating system. So it's a go back and forth string of give me this, give me that. Oh, you don't have it, please, can you create it? All right, you create it, give me this back. It's all what it does. So, but you know, at some point when you got this concept, then it will not look so boring, because I was kind of afraid of API for a long time, because it was for me like jungle. If I don't understand, I'm afraid of it. So and finally when I got it, so then it's not really bad, because it was, every time I was like, feel like dry mouth, every time I was thinking, my goodness, all day work with these things, just to look at strings and nothing to do with interface, do not push button and don't see anything, just strings, strings, strings. It's like, no, I will not survive. It's too boring. But now when I got it, then it's pretty much like, you know, very interesting, you know, job. So this to move in between libraries to create some special string and keyword search to retrieve right information effectively, get exactly function you want. And actually our job as a API tester, so gray box tester, to check then, you know, this, because again, it's a human factor. We check then it was right API, and API was go to the right library and get right function, because if it was similar function, because they don't found exact function then needed, so and it was implemented in the code, it's where we can have code crash or breach or something, or freeze or glitch, whatever this is common. It's what happened, and it's a job of gray box tester. All right, so we cover these things. I hope this you got it concept, and you will not afraid now of frameworks and API when somebody asks you question what you know. So it's okay to explain without any technical words exactly your understanding of it, and it will be appreciated. But if you do not remember anything from what I was talking for the last 15 minutes again, then at least you must remember this part. Because you say, hey, I don't know too much about frameworks, but I can give you example.
It will be your recovery. You know, this, it will be not 100% cool answer, but at least it will indicate that you again in a subject and know something. So here's just 2 examples. You will take it, you can print it, whatever you want to do, whatever you plan to do with it. Okay, we cover API. You can go through and check this one more time. SDK, sorry guys, I skip it because we will not have time today for that. Application, then all what you need to do and know about application, it will be very quick because we will spend essentially 1 hour so talking about application and application only. So as today, sorry, all what you need to know, then we have 3 types of applications these days. It's native application, web mobile application, and mobile hybrid application. And I will try to introduce you all of this application. Most of the time, nobody will ask you a question. Do you know, give me definition about mobile application or native application. So most common question will be like this. Give me the difference or compare native and web application. And the keyword is, it's actually only 1 sentence right here. It's all what you need to know and be able to explain. The native apps and web apps differ not just how they made, but how they could be accessed. So, naturally, native by the word, by the heart, it will be made using special language, special SDK, special framework, everything special, 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 just maybe for specific device or for lane of devices. So, when we're looking about web application, it's using just a generic HTML5 these days, CSS, plus at some point JavaScript. So it's it. And it's like made one, used by many. It's a keyword. Okay, if we're talking about how it access, all right, most of native application, if it's not preset when you buy device already, so then it will be through the store, update, go through the store and things like that. It's kind of way, okay, as a user, you can give automatically permission so to update some apps if you're just lazy to every time push a button, update, update, update. But normally, in technically how it's works, if it's go through the store and it's a native application, you will get as a user notification, hey, we have update available, do you want to update? And it will be your choice as user, you want to update or not. In web apps, it goes straight from the browser. And nobody asks you, you want to update or not. They update this left and right how they want, and you may not recognize that you work in this application and at the same time it's updated at some point. So it's only 2 things, you know, really this then differ between native and web. When we compare with hybrid, my goodness, it is so hard now these days differentiate what is native, what is hybrid application. Why? Because web and native, it's come together and it's not love, it's hybrid. So I like this picture. Don't worry about all these names. You don't need to remember them. All what you need to remember is the concept of 1 box. Inside this box you have 2 parts. Big portion, it will be web portion of application. And a small one, it's a native portion of application. Every time you're online and you're in browser world, so the application is running, streaming and fetching, and some of this information is constantly updated to the native portion. So if you're offline, then you still have most of functionality is running because it was fetching ahead. So then, and you can have it as is also in offline and online mode. So why we need this native portion? Because with this native portion implemented in application, in device, so you have better access to special other native feature and operating system integration. So between your hybrid application and device itself. It's what is the matter. How they really differentiate? So by API on a high technical level, what kind of API format you use for this native portion and how the native portion communicate in a web, with the web portion. So, but it's not scope of our talk today, really. So again, when it's come to moment of truth, if somebody asks you a question about so hybrid or whatever, why I brought so many words? This one is a keyword. If you look for job description or whatever requirements and see this keyword, it's immediately for you red flag. Then the guys want somebody who understand or work before with a hybrid application. Boom. Then hey, spend your time and try to read everything possible about the hybrid application. This one is in red. It's pretty much your escape. If you don't remember anything what I just said, so you can give examples like, hey, I don't know really how it's work, but I can give you example, and so I can give you example what part of this application and program is native and what part of this application is web. And we will spend time on this later. So today there's still two more last things. Sorry guys, oh my goodness, I feel bad. 1.5 hours. So really, literally 5 minutes and we're done. I give you this in broad in extension because people confuse, you know, it's again real subject and a real fella of interview from another friend. So then she was working with this extension every day, and she got this question in interview. So what kind of extension you used? And she was blah 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 about any possible thing, but not just give abbreviation of the stupid extension. So and she fell interview, and after she come to me, it's like, man, I answer all questions, but they ask me this over and over, extension, what extension, what they want from me. It's like, hello, it's like, you work with extension every day. It's like, really? I am working? Where? It's like, okay, so where we start, this and this and this. It's like, oh my goodness. Okay, I don't want that it happen to you guys. It's why nobody really go deep in this extension. They just use this extension abbreviation all the time during interview. Blah, blah, blah with APK file. Do you know some media file, VMF, blah, 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 WMF, something. So this, how about this imaging share, this, are you use PNG or JPEG, things like that. And at least sound like must click in your head what they talking about. Or maybe replay in the same way. Oh yeah, you know, that's my favorite is blah, 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 something, another extension. It's it, but so you need to be aware of this. It's why I create like excessive amount of slides of all different area. So this in audio, in video, in images, in game, executable files. So do you need to know all of them? No, at least like 2, 3. If they ask you, hey, what executable files extension you know? It's like, oh, this and this. Your preference. I don't care. So, and don't hang yourself, everything will be fine, you will survive. So the last things about services, and we will talk about this later more extent, but, oh, what is this? Guys, believe it or not, it's a Google Cloud. I took this straight from Google. So it's how the Google Cloud, so database look like. So now they make a nice, so features with light. Normally it's just everything in gray, maybe with some blue and yellow lights, yeah. So, but it's how it's really this look like. But what is about mobile services we know today? The first things then, you know, I will really go through. It's very simple, notification. So log in, log out things, yes, it's what mobile services are. We have authentication, we have database, diagnostic, all this special statistic, you know, this then running on the background of, or like add-ons or extension of our application. So, and we have some diagnostic scales, so performance issue related to mobile services. What else? Oh, monetization. So everybody was going through as a consumer, or, you know, sooner or later you will come to some work issue related to monetization and mobile services. So here's, I think it's a very cool mapping things, you know, like a sitemap. What kind of location-based services you should or may know or work with. I think this is like one of this must-print slide. Then you can also show this later during interview. And actually, it's kind of will guide you that you don't not get lost. So, who care about services and mobile services? Again, if you apply for cloud organization, if you apply any organization that will put something database related, or GPS navigation related, look for these services. Every time you apply for organization that straight or relatively work with the services, 100% So this it's coming to the question what you know about LBS, about location-based services. Ha, it's me. And we're done for today. Hooray, man. It was a long. I really appreciate so this time you stayed so long. And I promise it was only one time and one time only. So because other time this we may exceed over 5 minutes, but not so long. Okay, so as a homework, let's think. I will create some email. I mean, it's not there yet, but I do this all the time. So like, let me type it out. And password will be so I do this pretty much for every group. It's our secret weapon. I don't want, so this you pretty much will not find too much, actually nothing will find of me and Portnoy portal. It's nothing conspiracy things or whatever. It's two things I learned hard way. Every time I try to bring so much materials and, you know, to the students, nobody open it, nobody appreciate it. It's like, whatever, I will take this anytime 3 years later. So, and it's absolutely misconceptual, misunderstanding, because in mobile, every month something happened and changed. And something who was big goes small, and something who was small go big. And then the statistical number change, technology number change, whatever. A lot of things change. It's why this I try to do not confuse people, because before I leave all my lecture in Portnoy portal, and people was bugging me with the question like, I'm your lecturer, I learned this blah blah blah, and it's not correct. It's like, absolutely right, it's not correct anymore. So don't go to old lecture, don't look for old files. So they must be updated like every time we start a new class or whatever. So it's why I decide to always create some collective email and put this through the email, you know, just like a personal, and it's a share only with class and class only. So what should you do? This I mean, it's not there yet. So this I will create this right after we're done with our presentation for today. Actually, we can stop recording at this point.